On August 2022, Fermin Lopez did complete a move to the Spanish 3rd Division side Linares Deportivo because at that time, FC Barcelona did not see that Fermin Lopez was ready to play for Barcelona Athletic. They said that he was simply just not good enough. And so through that time when he was on loan at Linares, he played a total of 40 games, scored 12 goals, and provided 4 assists. In Xavi Hernandez's perspective, he saw Fermin Lopez as a very good player. He saw potential and he's like, great, he had a great loan spell at Linares, let's bring him in because I like the way that he brings the hard work. He has an eye for goal. And Xavi Hernandez has always wanted midfielders that had the capability to score a lot of goals. Remember, about a year and a half ago, we saw many reports about Xavi Hernandez stating to Pedri and Frankie that they should be scoring at the very least 10 goals per season as a midfielder. Even Pedri confirmed that challenge that Xavi Hernandez gave him. He said, yes, it's true. He wanted me to score about 10 goals per season and only up from there. And so Xavi Hernandez loves having goal scoring midfielders, and that is why Fermin Lopez was called up to Barcelona's first team. Fast forward to May 2024. Today, he has now been able to be in 9 goal contributions in his debut season. In La Liga, he has played in 26 games. He has had 10 starts. In the Champions League, he has been in 8 matches and had 3 starts. In the Copa del Rey, he has been in 2 matches and had 2 starts. And in the Super Cup, he played in 1 game but did not start in 1. So you can see that he was gaining a lot of prominence through this first season under Xavi Hernandez. It's crazy, right? Because he just came from 3rd Division and just played for Linares not too long ago. And I feel like one of the main reasons why he was gaining prominence, why he continued to start in many games, and why he accumulated so many minutes is also because of Gavi's injury, Pedri's injury, and also sometimes Frankie de Jong's injury. Because of these players always being out due to fitness issues, it's what allowed for Fermin Lopez to get those opportunities. And man, let me tell you, did Fermin Lopez really capitalize off of those opportunities that he was given? So here are going to be the list of teams that he has scored against. It all started with Mallorca, then he scored against Shakhtar, then he scored against Barbastro, and then Getafe, and then in his last 4 goals that he has scored, he scored against Napoli, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Valencia. So slowly you can see that he was becoming a big game player. He was only scoring in times where Barcelona really needed him. The fact that he scored against Napoli, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Valencia, that's insane. And so here's the thing, right? Do you guys know what makes Fermin Lopez so special compared to Lamine Yamal and Kubarsi? Is that when Yamal and Kubarsi were about to go into the first team, we all said, oh yeah, that makes sense. They look very talented, they look ready, they have been at Barcelona for a very long time, of course, right? Let's have them here. I'm sure they're going to be producing great results. We all said that. But with Fermin Lopez, when he got called up, the main talk was, oh, that's strange. We never heard of this player. Who is he? Wasn't he supposed to be sold to a different team because supposedly he was not good enough for Barcelona Athletic? So we had questions, and that is what makes Fermin Lopez and his case so special, is that he proved so many people wrong and he surprised so many Barcelona fans. So Xavi Hernandez gave him one chance in the preseason and Fermin Lopez never looked back. So seeing how Fermin became so important and how responsible he is starting to become, I strongly believe that Deco and Xavi Hernandez are not going to be greenlighting any transfer for him. We should not expect for Fermin to leave Barcelona at all as long as he continues to progress and maintains his current form. Like, yes, Barcelona are going to be letting go of so many players in this upcoming summer transfer window, but Fermin Lopez is not going to be one of them. Fermin does have his place at Barcelona. The qualities that he brings makes him stand out like no other player. And as long as he continues to do what he does best, Xavi Hernandez is never going to sell the player. And this is what's going to lead me towards like the next conversation and what you guys saw in the title. Everything that I have been seeing in regards to Fermin Lopez really does remind me of Thomas Müller. And I'm going to be explaining why. Fermin Lopez is 20 years old. He can score from distance with both feet. He's really good at turning under pressure when he does have the ball. He's very good in the box and he's definitely a threat in the air. We saw that multiple times through this season. His best qualities do come in the final third and inside the box, and that's basically it. And that is why I do say it resembles the player that we have been knowing for so long, which is Bayern Munich's Thomas Müller, because Thomas Müller knows how to detect space in the attack and knows how to make combinations with other players. He's always there when you need him. And the way that I would describe Müller is, okay, he's annoying. I find him very annoying because he always punished FC Barcelona throughout the past like 10 years. Müller is that guy that I found so annoying, but I also respect it because we all knew that Müller was not the most talented, he was not the most complete midfielder, but he was always found in the right places on the field in order for him to score. And historically, that is what gave Barcelona such a tough time. What Müller is to Bayern Munich, he's like a cheat code, because when teams do face Bayern, they don't say, oh my god, we need to watch for Müller because once Müller gets the ball, he's going to be creating, making long passes, key passes, through passes that might harm us. They don't say that. They never said that about Thomas Müller. They always said, okay, we need to watch out for Thomas Müller because you just never know where he's going to end up. We need to watch his runs. We need to watch his headers. He might shoot from outside the box, even though he's not even good at it. He's going to try. Just watch out for him because he's very unpredictable. That is what they said about Müller. And Fermin Lopez is exactly that. In terms of profile, he is Müller. In terms of level, we'll see if he can get to that level. And that is why I do say Fermin Lopez needs to hone in on his own skills and what makes him so special. And he needs to definitely make sure that he pushes the outside noise, right? The criticism, because there will be Barcelona fans, there will be the media that will state Fermin Lopez is not a real midfielder because he does not create, he does not give key passes, he's not somebody that can hold the ball and go through many players and find the open man. Fermin Lopez is not that guy. Like, I know that Fermin Lopez can learn that, but as of now, in terms of his profile, he resembles somebody much more different. Because as an interior at Barcelona, you need to be able to work in tight spaces, progress play, retain the ball, and of course, create under pressure, like I always say. Fermin Lopez is like average at that. He's not like world class. He's not a Frankie. He's not a Pedri. He's not a Xavi. His qualities and everything else that he does have is somewhere else. So he's not a Xavi. He's not a Iniesta. Many will say we need to focus on Xavi and Pedri because they are the closest thing to Xavi and Iniesta, not Fermin Lopez. But Fermin Lopez needs to ignore that and play his own way and stay true to himself because that is how he's going to reach his best level. What's special about him cannot be taken away because that is what's going to benefit Barcelona in the long run and for the short term because he is a cheat code. He is definitely Barcelona's cheat code. Fermin Lopez can become what Thomas Müller was for Bayern Munich. And I remember a couple of people about 10 years ago. I remember this back when I was in high school. I remember so many people saying, oh yeah, Thomas Müller should not be at Bayern Munich because he just does not look like he can be there. He does not have any sort of big technical quality to be a midfielder. All he does is stand in place inside the box or makes runs, and that's basically it. But then every time you saw Thomas Müller on the pitch and he was starting or got into the game, he literally stood there, waited inside the box, barely made any runs, but still found the back of the net and still was able to score a lot of goals. And slowly but surely, many people started to respect that because many opponents just could not figure out Thomas Müller because his finishing ability and his ability to find spaces was just too good. And I feel like we're seeing the exact same thing with Fermin Lopez, except he is a Barcelona player. So as of now and for the next season, I do see him as a rotational player within the midfield, and maybe sometimes I would even say could play within the front three. He's very energetic, he makes dangerous runs, he's an amazing player in the final third, and Barcelona must have continuity with him. Does he bring that control that we need in the midfield? No. I think that if you start Fermin Lopez in big matches next season, he should be the highest midfielder on the pitch, like literally be the number 8 for us. Remember how I did say that when we have Christensen, Frankie, and Gundogan is the highest midfielder, Frankie is the second to highest midfielder, and then Christensen is the deepest midfielder. Fermin Lopez should only be going for Gundogan because that is where you get the best out of Fermin, is when he is closest to the opponent's box. So next season, I would even say maybe even try him in the front three. Don't expect him to be a creator like Lamine Yamal, but he can be in the front three also to attack open spaces behind the defensive line. That would be very interesting to see. And as for the Spanish national team for this upcoming summer, do I see him in the Euros? I would say there is a small chance. I'm not too confident because De La Fuente is very possession based, and knowing that Spain want to do very well in the Euros after they got eliminated in the previous Euros, they want to go far. And I know that De La Fuente is true to his game. He's going to want to use players like Rodri, Zubimendi, Pedri, Dani Olmo, and Fabian Ruiz. Gavi won't be there, but still there's a lot of competition. There's other preferred profiles that De La Fuente does want. Keep in mind that Fermin Lopez has no time with the players in the first team for the Spanish national team. So he never gelled with the team whatsoever. The highest he has ever been in terms of like the Spanish national team was in the Spain under-21 team. He has played 6 games and scored 1 goal. And he just made his debut for the Spanish national team under-21 on October 13th, 2023. So that is why I do say, like, do I expect for Fermin Lopez to get prominence or to get called up to the Spanish national team in this summer? There's a small chance. To be honest, if I had to put my life on it, I would just say no. But we'll see. If Fermin Lopez does not go, that's fine. As long as he continues to have prominence at Barcelona, that is all many of us are asking for. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.